Coming up on Look Today, well, the Northeast Kidney Foundation held a 5K run and walk in Glens Falls on Sunday. I've got details. And the investigation into a man who drowned in Lake George in Hague continues. More on that coming up. And the Dancing U Farm in Granville hosted a fiber tour. I've got those details, and it's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and this is Look Today. On tonight's program, I sit down with the ladies from the Saratoga Mom Prom to discuss their fundraiser for Floyd Warriors. That's a nonprofit organization that helps families cope with cancer. I also sit down with Erin Coe. Now, she's the director of the Hyde Collection in Glens Falls, and we're joined by Jenny Hutchinson, who's the new museum educator. They're here to discuss summer events at the Hyde. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, we've got these headline stories. In our lead story, well, the Northeast Kidney Foundation held a 5K run and walk in Glens Falls on Sunday. 300 people gathered together to help raise money and awareness for the foundation. Now, this year's Glens Falls fundraiser honored community member Florence Saliski. She's a victim of kidney disease. The 5K run and walk started at SUNY Adirondack and went through Glens Falls. Well, the event raised nearly $23,000. How about that? Proceeds of the fundraiser went to the Northeast Kidney Foundation. Now, we spoke to Carol LaFleur. She's the executive director of the Northeast Kidney Foundation.
Today is our annual Glens Falls Walk and Run up here in this region to raise awareness of kidney disease and the need for organ donation.
Here's a fact for you. In New York State alone, believe it or not, there are 10,000 people waiting for a kidney transplant. So the funds raised will benefit kidney screenings, research, and facilitate kidney transplants to those who are in dire need. In other news, well, the investigation of a man who drowned in Lake George continues. The fisherman has been identified as Dave Strasser of Lake George. His body was found 75 yards offshore south of Hague Beach, and was found by 2 other fishermen. The investigation reveals that his canoe was overturned by waves while he was fishing. Now, his boat capsized, and despite wearing a personal flotation device, he drowned. Well, reports indicate that the temperature in the water was in the low 50s. Now, that can cause hypothermia in less than half hour. His body was transported to Albany Med for post-mortem examination. Well, the Warren County Sheriff's Department wants to remind everyone that the water is still very cold, and anyone who's going kayaking or fishing should be extremely cautious. Switching from news to weather, well, today was pretty grim. We had rain and temperatures down in the 30s. Well, let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Well, back to the news. Well, the Dancing U Farm in Granville hosted a fiber tour. Now, the farm showcased its weaving stations to the public, as well as its popular Tuscan-style pecorino, which is raw sheep's milk cheese. Now, the farm specializes in the production of this particular cheese. Woolcraft demos, shearing, and sheepdog demonstrations were available to the public as well. Well, we spoke to the farm owner, Luisa Scivola, about this production.
And we have sheep. Although our sheep are not really a wool type breed, but we use them because we produce milk with them. We produce milk and we make cheese.
Very cool. In other news, the Crandall Public Library will host a free film series called In the Public Interest. Now, this will be in collaboration with the Tri-County New York Transition Initiative. That's a grassroots coalition of citizens. The first film in the series will be the Healthcare Movie. This explores the histories of the American and Canadian healthcare systems. Now, the series intends to bring the community together to watch award-winning documentaries and discuss modern-day concerns. Well, up next, I sit down with the ladies from the Saratoga Mom Prom. You want to see this, to discuss their fundraiser for Floyd Warriors. That's a nonprofit organization that helps families cope with cancer. Plus, I also sit down with Erin Coe. She's the director of the Hyde Collection, and we're joined by Jenny Hutchinson. She's the new museum educator. She's here, and they're here to discuss events at the Hyde. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000.